Are you a compulsive gambler? Have you ever even asked yourself if gambling might be causing problems in your life? Today I'm going to give you a way to determine whether you fit the bill for being a problem gambler or not. There's 20 questions in the Gambler's Anonymous pamphlet that have helped thousands of people identify whether or not gambling is a problem in their lives. Let's go through them real quick and help you determine where you stand. But before we jump in, I just want to say I'm not going to be providing my answers because I want this to be about you, the viewer, to determine whether or not you think you should be finding a meeting or finding some type of help. So let's dive into it now. Question 1. Did you ever lose time from work or school due to gambling? So basically, has gambling caused you to lose out on time in your life? Have you slept in late from school, missed a day of work because you were depressed, missed a day of work because you were gambling? It's basically, is gambling taking up too much time in your life compared to what it should be doing? Question 2. Has gambling ever made your home life unhappy? So this question basically is saying, when you're at home, are you easily frustrated? Are you irritable? Do you feel angry or depressed or sad or some negative emotion as a result of your gambling? That can be taken out on family, can be taken out on friends, or it can be taken out on no one, and you could just not enjoy being in your own home. Question 3. Did gambling ever affect your reputation? Have people ever said, oh, that's the guy that gambles, or oh, that's the guy who has a gambling problem? So basically it's what other people think of you and what you've heard based on what other people think of you. A lot of times in life our reputation precedes us, and I'm personally developing a reputation now being the guy that makes YouTube videos or TikToks about how casinos are crap. Has your reputation changed because of gambling? Question 4 is, have you ever felt remorse because of gambling? Have you ever felt bad after you gambled? Have you felt like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been doing that. I shouldn't have been doing it too long. I shouldn't have spent that much money. Oh, I should have walked away when I was ahead. All these different emotions you could have felt as a result of gambling. Question 5. Did you ever gamble to get money with which you would solve financial difficulties? This is basically saying, oh, my back's against the wall because I got bills coming up. I'm going to go gamble, or I'm going to place a bet to cover the cost of this upcoming bill because that's the easiest way to make money, it's the most efficient way to make money, etc., etc. 6. Did gambling cause a decrease in your ambition or efficiency? Did gambling make you want to just gamble during the day? Did you not want to do anything else? Did you just want to spend your time spinning a slot or watching a sports game that you bet on? If you think back to the days that you weren't gambling, were you chasing after your goals more? Were you working harder? And now you're just kind of lazy and you're just too obsessed with gambling to get anything done? Just ask yourself that question. Question 7. After losing, did you feel like you must return as soon as possible to get the money back? This is one where it's basically just being short-sighted. It's saying, I want to get the money back from gambling, so I'm going to go immediately, and the best way to get that money back is to go and gamble, because it's the quickest way, it's the most efficient way, it's the easiest way, rather than going and working to recoup your losses. Question 8. After a big win, did you have a strong urge to return and win more? This is one that a lot of people will answer yes to, especially people who aren't necessarily problem gamblers, because casinos get you hooked by giving you these wins. There's all this dopamine and serotonin and norepinephrine going off in your mind because you got this big hit, and it's going to get you wanting more and more. So after the big win, did you feel like you needed to get back in there and just keep gambling to win more? Question 9. Did you often gamble until all your money was gone? In my opinion, this is the most important question on this list because it shows the inability to stop gambling, which is in itself the problem gambling definition. So basically, would you gamble until every single dollar was gone? If you weren't winning, of course. And if you were winning and you started losing, would you gamble and gamble to try to get back to where you were? Question 10. Did you ever borrow to finance your gambling? This could be when you're at the casino and you run out of money and you say to your friend, yo, bro, let me get $100 so I can keep playing craps, something like that. It could also be borrowing money from banks, family, friends, relatives, etc., etc., just so that you can keep betting. Question 11. Have you ever sold anything to finance gambling? This can be physical and digital assets. It can be stocks. It can be bonds. It can be basically anything to get money with which to continue gambling. Were you willing to sell your own possessions to get back into the casino and risk your own money again? Question 12. Were you reluctant to use gambling money for normal expenditures? Did you have a set budget just for gambling, and if anything else needed that budget, it would cause like frustration and anger in you because you weren't able to go and gamble it? It could also be that all of your money was gambling money and spending on anything else was something you didn't want to do. So it's up to you really to decide. Question 13 is, did gambling make you careless with the welfare of yourself or your family? This is basically saying, was gambling more important than your safety? Was gambling more important than keeping your family safe, whether it be financially or physically or emotionally? It's up to you to decide on that one again. 14, did you ever gamble longer than you had planned? Did you go to the casino saying, all right, I'm going to play 10 hands of blackjack, or I'm going to play for an hour, and then you end up looking outside and the sun's rising because you stayed in there all night? Or you just lost track of time and you stayed longer and eventually lost your money due to the law of large numbers, whatever it may be, just too long gambling. Question 15 is, did you ever gamble to escape boredom, grief, loneliness, or loss? Did you use gambling as a bandage in your life to distract yourself from the negative things that were going on, to make your life feel a little bit better, to use it as basically a drug? Question 16 is, have you ever committed or considered committing an illegal act to finance gambling? This is one where it's going to be up to you again. It can just be the thought of maybe I should snatch a purse or maybe I should rob a bank, something like that. Basically just desperation with which to get money so that you can keep gambling and keep the rush going. That one's a tougher one to answer sometimes, but you just got to give it a little bit of thought. Question 17 is, did gambling give you any trouble with sleeping? That's one that's pretty common as well. That can be staying up all night gambling, or it can be just staying up because you're so upset about gambling, you're mad about gambling, or you're excited about gambling. It can really be either end of the spectrum there. Question 18 is, do arguments, disappointments, or frustrations create within you the urge to gamble? Similar to question 15, it's kind of like these negative emotions are overwhelming you, are using gambling as the bandage so that you don't have to really come to terms with what's going on. Your negative emotions are always going to be there, but do you use gambling to cover them up? 19, did you ever have an urge to celebrate good fortune with a little bit of gambling? If you got a promotion at work, did you feel like you should go to the casino right away? If it's your birthday, do you feel like you should go and celebrate by gambling? Different times that you feel like you should be gambling or you want to be gambling determine whether or not you're a problem gambler. And lastly, there's question 20. It's, have you ever considered self-destruction or suicide as a result of gambling? And this is a very difficult question for many people to answer, but that's the point in which you really need to get help if you're answering yes. Because you don't want to be making your life worse every day by gambling, and you want to get the help you need as soon as possible so that your life can get better. So most people that are defined as problem gamblers will answer yes to 7 of 20 of these questions, if not more. So if you answered a little bit less than that, just stay aware of how gambling's making you feel and make sure you're always staying on top of things and just being in control. If you answered like 1 or 2, you're probably fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Maybe you just feel a little bit of guilt. If you answered none, congrats. You are exactly who I wish I could be, but I cannot. So me personally, I answered around 18 or 19 of those questions, yes, the very first time I went to a meeting, and I knew I was in the right place. So if you did answer more than 7 of those, please find a meeting as soon as you can near you. Give it a shot. If it sucks, and you don't have to go back. You can find some other way to handle the problem, but you may find that you actually really enjoy being around like-minded people and becoming better. So keep these questions in mind as you go through your day, as you live your life. And if you're ever feeling like maybe you should go to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting, that's the point in which you definitely need to be there, because no non-problem gambler will ever have that thought. So that's it for this video. Please check out these other 2 videos I've linked right here. And as always, let's keep getting better together, one day at a time.